morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at a couple of new cards, including a brand new special energy, and Pokemon desperately trying to make us make a spider deck. And you know what? As a man that owns over 40 tarantulas, I'm not joking, you know what? Making a spider deck sounds kinda like fun. But let's start off with a new special energy that I could absolutely get on board with. And I translated this one myself. Even the name, it's Boomerang energy. And look, it's Boomerang energy. I probably don't need to tell you what this card does. This is one of those cards where as soon as I tell you the name, this is a very, very guessable kind of energy. Shout out to lovely Antoine Billet, of course, with whom I have checked my translations. And what we've got here is a card whereby if it would be discarded by an effect of the Pokemon's attack that it's attached to, then at the end of the attack, you reattach it from the discard pile. Remember burning energy? It's literally burning energy, except it's a colorless energy rather than a fire energy, and it can be attached to anyone. Remember the old burning energy, you literally couldn't attach it to another Pokemon. If you attached it to a non-fire Pokemon, it would get immediately discarded. So pretty important, frankly, to, have one that can work for anyone. And you know what? This is good. And it really is as simple as, if you're using a Pokemon that discards energy when it attacks, you should probably be considering picking this up and putting it in your deck. Take Garchomp as an example. Now, I'm not saying Garchomp is necessarily the best example of this. I am saying I love Garchomp and desperately want it to work. But 2 colorless energy, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Cool. Well, here, if you put 2 Boomerang energy on there, you discard 2 energy, and then the 2 energy come right back. And then you've not actually lost anything at all, and you are up and rolling and raring to go. I'm not saying you have to do this with Garchomp, I'm saying it's kind of fun. Now, do remember that Garchomp has got the first attack that attaches basic fighting energy, I am aware. However, it's still the kind of thing where, put one of these on, and even one of these would be amazing, right? Because essentially what you do, you put a fighting and a Boomerang on here. You discard 2, the Boomerang comes back, next turn, you attach a fighting. And round we go. It means you only attach a single energy per turn to be able to use this every single turn. Or this could be really fun with Luxray V, for example. Now, Luxray V is really fun because you have to discard 2 energy, but you can use a colorless energy, and then you do 120, discard 2, get the automatic paralysis, but don't worry about it because one of them comes straight back because it's Boomerang energy, and then you attach 1 for turn, and you're golden. You could actually, for this, it just says discard 2 energy, so you could put 2 Lightning, 2 Boomerang on here, and then just discard them and go. Obviously, one of the best uses for this is going to be Radiant Greninja. I kind of low-key adore this with Radiant Greninja, because it's the same kind of thing as Luxray, right? You discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. The thing is, you discard a Boomerang energy and a Water energy, and then the Boomerang energy comes right back, and then next turn you just have to attach a Water energy, and it means you can actually be chaining Moonlight Shuriken, which generally is a very, very good thing that you want to do, but a thing that is fairly difficult to do. Not saying this means you're going to be able to chain it perfectly, but I am saying in a lot of decks, you get your free energy on Greninja, maybe you've used a Mirage Gate, maybe you've used an Origin Form Palkia. The problem is, after that, you're kind of lost because you can't just repeat that trick next turn. With a Boomerang energy, you get 1 back, attach a Water energy next turn, and you're off and rolling. There are combos here which are going to work. And as with all of this, it's not even necessarily the cards that we've got now. That's not the point. The point is we will get more cards in the future that could end up being very good with this, and I like it. As always, if you found a better use than the ones I've pointed out here, and I do think Greninja probably is the best, but if you think you found a better one, let me know. Oh, also, do remember, Lugia totally just won the big Champions League in Japan the other day. I'm going to attach as much special energy as it likes using Archeops. Just kind of putting that out there, leaving it. I'm giving this 4 Wassies. I think this is a great card. I don't think it's going to be a staple in a huge amount of decks. I think there are going to be some decks that are like, oh yeah, man, no, we're good. We are good. But I told you Pokemon wants us to make a spider deck, and they totally do. I told you I have over 40 spiders in my reptile room, and I do. Yes, I've got a whole room in my house with reptiles and spiders and snakes and all kinds of fun things. It's a fun room, unless you have a snake or spider phobia, in which case you should definitely not go in that room. I don't. I think they're awesome. We've got a new Ariados coming. And what we got here is 90 HP, which is very, very low for a stage 1. But we've got the ability Big Net. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, its retreat cost is 1 colorless energy more. Oh, I like this. Now, you'll notice it doesn't say if this Pokemon is active or anything along those lines. It is just a straight, nice and simple, it increases retreat cost by 1. Which is lovely. And yes, obviously it could be combined with, say, Calamitous Wasteland, although in a super annoying way, because Calamitous Wasteland increases the retreat cost of basic non-fighting Pokemon, and this increases the retreat cost of evolution Pokemon, so there's a weird disconnect going on that makes me a little bit sad. But it's all relevant because of the attack String Bind. 10 damage for a single grass energy, plus 30 more for each energy in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. Oh, well, that sounds like it could be kind of fun now, doesn't it? And you know what I'm thinking here? I'm thinking Charizard doesn't stand a chance. Bearing in mind, Charizard is a presumptive best deck, the most successful deck. If you look at City Leagues, etc., over in Japan, Charizard is doing the best right now. Now, Charizard has a retreat cost of 2. You do 10 plus 30 for each, which means as a base, you're doing 70, which is 140, which is a very long way away. Now, annoyingly, let's say you get 3 Ariados out. You put Charizard EX's retreat cost up to 5. Well, you're then doing 5 times 30, which is 150. Add the 10 base is 160. Times 2 for weakness is 320, and you're 10 away, which is super annoying. And yes, you can use something like a Vitality Band. Having to have 3 Ariados and a Vitality Band, let's just say when I said Charizard doesn't stand a chance, I was, shall we say, exaggerating maybe a little bit. I do think this is a very fun Pokemon, but it's even something like a Charizard is going to be a bit out of range. But I told you we want to make a spider deck, and we do, because let's not forget Spidops, and I'm still delighted I got to reveal the full art of this one. But that one just makes any active Pokemon's retreat cost 1 energy more, and it does 90 plus 30 for each colorless energy in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost, which obviously builds up a lot faster. So basically, the point here is that you can, combine these, use this, use the Ariados as a single prizer to supplement your Spidops. It's a single prizer that can raise retreat costs, and no, it's not going to work for basic Pokemon. It only works on evolution. That's really, really important. All right? Got to remember that. It's got to be for basics. So against a basic deck, you've got to just use Spidops. It's not going to work with Ariados. But in a lot of decks, it's going to work fine. And, of course, you've then got a single prize attacker, which can come out very, very nicely. And you combine the two, and look, Ariados is in every way worse than Spidops. The ability only affects evolution Pokemon, whereas Spidops affects everybody. The attack does a lot less damage. There's no argument here. I'm not saying Ariados is as good as or better than Spidops. It's objectively not. What I am saying is that Spidops is a 2-prize Pokemon, and being able to use this to supplement it, oh, that sounds very, very, very fun to me. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm still not 100% convinced that this spider deck is going to be legit, but I want it to be. Let's give the Ariados free Wassies. I really want the spider deck to be good. I love me some spiders. Boomerang energy here really legitimately could be a great energy. It has a real genuine shot to be a good energy that sees a bunch of play. I do think it's fair to say that maybe Ariados is not going to change the game, but how fun would it be if it did? All I'm saying is, if I'm casting a tournament in the future and Ariados Spidops comes off being a legit card, I am going to be absolutely delighted. Right, that's what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me which of these cards you're excited about. Tell me if you think a spider deck could work. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Star of Dav, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.